The championship continues here at Oulton Park, and we have a big crowd here to watch rounds 9 and 10 of the season. The sun is out, the track is warm, and the conditions are just about perfect for touring car racing.
Good day, race fans. I'm Unsilent, and we're on the air with more TOCA 2 touring cars. Doing things a little different today. You're going to do a little post-com action as we go to Oulton Park, the Foster's circuit of Oulton Park, the shortest version. As you can tell, the little cutout there is the Foster's curve. Takes you to the right, takes you to Knickerbrook there, and then back towards home. So it's the short version of the track. We're doing post-com because we talked about it in the Ford Fiesta race. My luck wasn't on my side, neither the sprint or the feature race. Of course, as always, before we get started, we always talk about the setup here. A pretty standard setup. Take one tick off of the downforce and one tick out of both rear springs.
You could cut the atmosphere with a knife here as the drivers get ready for the all-or-nothing qualifying lap.
And we'll see how that does us on our flying qualifying lap for the sprint race. How's it going to get us going? Oh, I don't know. That was a little questionable there. As we make the charge down the hill towards Foster's turn. That'll bring us back towards home. I like getting down to like 3rd, 4th. That way you get wound up as you head back towards that's Knickerbrook there. I was a little surprised it didn't include the chicane cutout there. Because a lot of the time, granted it's on the longer, the island circuit, which isn't the full circuit, the international circuit, which is the full circuit. Another turn called Druids, giving me trouble. Figures, right? After our last race at Bronze. And we go through Lodge, charge back up the hill. Yeah, the 2 longer versions of Oulton Park. And that includes...
Let's see where that time puts him on the grid.
That'll include the chicane.
With the session now over, pole position is taken once more by Scotland's David Leslie. And a good performance there from the new Audi driver. He ends up 3rd on the grid.
A good result, but the old Hall, turn 1, that little sideways and then sideways at Druids, that fast right, that was always going to get me in a bit of trouble there.
So the engine revs rise as the drivers wait for the start of the day's sprint race.
You can see the number 12 Audi, not quite at the front of the field, but pretty far at the sharp end of the grid. And it's lights out, and away we go. Gonna get left for dead off the start, but we are gonna get a bump from behind with the 14 Volvo. That is Johnny Morbidelli. Right behind us. Oh, punt. Jason Plato. Are we shocked at this point? No. I've already recorded the next race as a live comm, and me and JP had some fun in that one. It's a little teaser for next time out on TOCA 2 touring cars as we get through Foster's, through Knickerbrook. And we've got ourselves a little run on the Renault of Plato. We're going to try and think about it. Druids is the next turn. That is okay, you've got the left into Druids, but it doesn't even have a name. Druids here, we're going to back out rather than try and hang the outside around the outside of Plato. Ooh, we are going to go a little argy-bargy, only 5 laps, so we've got to get our hustle on. Dive it in deep. Oh, right up the back of Anthony Reid and north of rear windscreen on Anthony's Primera. I think this is how you say Primera, or at least how the Brits say it. Nissan. There, that's the word I'm looking for. Wah! Get it slideways through Old Hall again. And that'll leave us in 5th, holding station behind the... Whoa, and we're looking all over the place here. We're hustling and... Whoa! Get right up on that curb there. We're probably going to... Nope, we're going to hold off Plato. I was going to say, we're going to cede position to JP there. No, we aren't. No, we're going to have to fight our way past 2 Nissan Primeras there. Somehow, some way, if we are going to want to keep ourselves in good position, we want to keep ourselves in the title hunt, but more importantly sometimes in this game, it's like, I want to not have to win the sprint race to stay in the championship. But 5th, holding top 5, we have gained a little space on Plato. He's almost a second behind, still in DRS range. What? Reed? Oh, I was going to say Reed high sides it a bit on the curve, and I nearly spin it trying to go around the long way on it. And we just cut him off there. We'll solidify 4th place there. Hop over the curb at Foster's as we chase down Dave Leslie. Right on Dave's rear bumpers. We're going to make the charge down to Druids. Now, we're wanting to stay in line here because we seem to have the measure of everyone under braking into Lodge. That final right-hander, but we are not going to be able to make it up on Dave here. Okay, maybe we are. Really use Dave as a brake there. And up to P3. You know, I did do this race. Thanks, Jeff. I did do this race, and I do not remember doing a crazy-ass dive bomb on Dave Leslie like that. So now we've got Alain Menu in front, and Ricard Rydell in front of him. So, whoa, are we gonna get... Oh, we are... Through Knickerbrook, we are not going to get Alain there. Well, we were gonna make a damn good show of it, though. 1.5 laps to go. I don't even have to be driving to know this thing is all sorts of out of control. We are not going to get Alain in this lap. But we are going to be right up behind them as we're heading on to the final lap. Not the Murray Walker last lap, but the final lap.
Final lap. Repeat, this is the final lap.
Thanks, Jeff. I just told the people that, though. We got a good run on Alain. Heading down to Foster's. Through the Cascades. Not going to happen there. Oh, look up the inside. Oh! There's a touch there. And there's a Nissan in the rear view mirror. A little more aggressive, a little more touchy-feely than I would like to make passes. But at the same time, there's no way I'm giving that position. I'm not going to redress second spot without losing many more. So if the stewards aren't going to give me a ticking off about that, we're going to have to make do. There's right down front. All the dive bombs in the world will not succeed in helping me get by him there. One more lap, we definitely would have got him. But P2, I like it. I think it's the first time I finished second in a race in this game.
Here's how the race finished.
And there we are, just a third of a second behind Rydell, ahead of Alan Menu and Dave Leslie. Just behind us, Anthony Reid rounding out the top 5. Plato did lose. No, it was Alain that we spun. I was going to say, we got into both of the Renaults in this race. Yvonne, my teammate, all the way back in 15th, not helping out the point sitch. Hey, hell, even a Peugeot got in the points. And yes, even if you don't win, you just finish second, you still do get yourself a nice little podium ceremony with the little floating trophy. A silver trophy. We're finishing in second place, but a trophy nonetheless.
It's crunch time again as we join the one-shot showdown qualifying session.
Alrighty, Tiff. Here we are, no changes to the setup in between races. Well, doesn't that show there? Excuse me. This will make the charge down the hill towards Foster's yet again. Now, I saw in the game files, cut Foster's hard there, didn't we? I did mention, I was going to start to mention that in the game files I did see, and I don't know where you unlock this or how you unlock this, but in the game files, what you do get is the 2 longer versions. Ooh, on the exit of Druids that time. Interesting. I think we got sideways in the middle of the turn last time. No, they have the 2 longer versions, the Island, which is not the full circuit, but sort of most of the way around, and then the International, which is the full circuit. Both of those are in the game.
With all the drivers' laps completed, let's take a look at the final grid positions for the race. And with all the qualifying laps complete, it's the first pole of the season to Alain Menu. So that lap puts the newcomer right in the thick of it at the start.
That is not where I want to be. I'd rather be up at the sharp end, having qualified third in the last race.
So as we move on to the next round, the sunshine remains, making conditions for the feature race very much the same as they were for the sprint race. And they're lined up on the grid again, this time for today's feature race, so let's join them for the start.
Well, P8, well, okay, we just have to not lose any spots. That's easier said than done as the lights go green and away we go. There you go, we've already lost a spot. Then we gotta go forward. Always onward, always forward. If we're going to win, or we'll not win the race, we're going to continue on in this championship and win this championship. Behind him on Dale, god damn it. So everyone kind of bunches up into Foster's. There's still 2 abreast up front. We're going to go 2 abreast with Hoy into Knickerbrook. And that would have been a case of discretion being the better part of valor. So we're going to have to make this work somehow, some way. Oh, into the back of Hoy's Mondeo as we go through Druids there. This guy is going to cost me a lot of time if we stay behind him. Oh, and he moves at the braking zone. I have to dive into the grass. Oh my god. He went full Verstappen there. No, Max. No, he cut and cut. No, he cut and gained advantage. No, it was Seb.
Pit lane is open whenever you're ready to make a stop.
Well, considering the traffic, Jeff, it might be sooner rather than later, to be honest. So we're battling with Plato, again battling with the Renaults. Look, take a look up the inside to Foster's. Oh, no, we're not going to dump the Renault this time. We're going to let it live. But fortunately, because it's only Mondeo's behind, as you just saw, we're probably okay for the moment. But we have to set up everybody. It seems like the best place for us to set them up will be into Lodge. Now, whether I can set up... It doesn't look like I'm going to have Plato set up here. We might have him close enough that Old Hall could be an option. Now, with the pit window open... Nope. He's going to cede the position to me. And so will some of the cars behind. So that... Oh, 2 cars. 2 positions. We've... Somebody else pitted on the opening of the window. So we'll gain 2 spots that way. Got 5th, 4th, and 3rd all right in front.
The other cars are starting to pit now.
Well, yes, Jeff, I did see Plato run in front of me. Right up behind Ricard. Just a little blip of the throttle trying to let Ricard back in. And so I'm not running too wide with someone in Druids. Especially when I can't guarantee what my car will do in Druids, let alone someone else's. Make the charge down to Lodge. Not going as fast as I thought. That Renault thinking about. Nope. He's just taking the inside line. He is not boxing. So line astern. 2nd through... no, sorry. 3rd through 6th. 2nd's up ahead for us somewhere. And down to Foster's. Maybe a little aggressive on Ricard there. Stick your nose in there, but was not enough. Not enough alongside to really have a ponderance on that move. So we'll let him know we're there. It's a good thing this game doesn't have like a rival system or something. Oh, now we have got ourselves right up behind Rydell there. We are losing a little time, but hopefully we're going to stick in line to take a stab at him into Lodge. Top 5 secured. Not a great exit. Got a little sideways trying to put the power down. Nissan staying in line. Rydell's staying out. It's Anthony Reed.
Don't come in this lap. We're busy with your teammates. Stop.
Reed gets a little sideways through Old Hall. Turn 1. Now again, we're in the sandwich here. We're the meat in this sandwich. That is the final podium spot through. Well, the final spot in the old F1 points. Oh, that was aggressive through Knickerbrook. Now Knickerbrook, it gets that name. I've mentioned in the last episode that I wanted to talk about the name of the turn. And Knickerbrook gets its name from a famous incident. Now, they were trying to create runoff space at Knickerbrook, so they were blasting some trees out of the way. And,
Your van is now clear of the pit.
thanks, Jeff. You're interrupting my story, though. Oh, right up behind Anthony Reid. So, they were blasting away, dynamiting away these tree stumps to clear out for runoff. And after one blast, they go and inspect, and there was... Oh, we're going around... Are we going to go around the outside Anthony Reid here? No, he's shoving us into the grass. Ah, no, we're going to cede that position. They found a pair of women's knickers in a brook that runs behind the curb. So, seems as though that there was a couple having a little coupling time in the woods beside the racetrack who were not aware that they were going to be doing any blasting and were scared off in quite a hurry, I might add. But they were scared off by the dynamiting of trees and ran for it. So upon the blasters telling the story, the turn got a new name. I'm surprised you're allowed to say it in polite company. Probably not, but it is Britain after all. Alright. Lap 7, we crossed the halfway point. And now, Reid got sideways. He got very sideways. He got up onto the grass there, and he's just going to give up 4th place to me right there.
The car ahead is still got to come in.
Oh no, we've been following them all day, Jeff. Cleland in the Vauxhall, who are getting a good run out of Foster's through the aforementioned Knickerbrook. I'm trying to see who that is. It looks like it could be a Nissan up ahead of Cleland. But this is starting to get to the point where it's like, we can't get by him here, and we are not going to get by him here. I've got to start thinking about where I'm going to box. Because we are probably, almost certainly being held up as the 2 cars behind peel off.
You're near the end of the pit window. This lap for next.
Going to get a good run on Cleland through Old Hall. Yeah, it's going to say I should have probably boxed here. We're going to give him all the room in the world. Maybe a bit too much.
A lot of the other cars have made their stops now.
Apparently a bit too much room to Cleland there. So now it's almost like we got to go opposite of him if we are going to get anywhere with this. We are pulling him back to Druids. 21.96 back to Dave Leslie. Now, we are actually gaining ground on Cleland. Heading towards Lodge. Dive up the inside. And that is successful. Now we've got ourselves some clean air here. Snap decision will stay out. And I think...
Last chance to pit. You must come in this lap.
I think if I was stuck behind Cleland, I would have done the opposite. Just clean air, clean air, clean air. As you can see, we've already picked up a 10th in clean air. Does look like a Honda up front there. So now it is all about... We're going to try and get up to the ass end of that Honda, assuming it's not... if it's a backmarking Honda, it would be Cox. If it's Thompson, I'll try and close up to him. He probably has not stopped. It is Thompson. Probably has not stopped. I'm trying to get a look. I don't think he stopped. No, I think I saw a yellow bar there, so we're going to charge. He's going to have to stop. We're all going to come in this lap.
Right, you know the drill. What tires do you want?
Lefts, because the thing was actually starting to feel comfortable by the end of that run.
3 laps to go. Repeat. 3 laps to go.
Also, did I send it? Or did I send it? Full pedal. Oh, there goes Alain. There goes the leader by. Must have had a healthy margin on us. Not a good stop. 7.66. So we've seen in the 6s for previous pit stops. And there goes one of the... we were ahead of Thompson. And that was probably Dave Leslie that got by. Yep, it was Dave Leslie that got by us with About 2.5 laps to go. So now there's work to be done. As long as Thompson and Menu can kind of battle between themselves, I should be able to find myself some space and some breathing room as I go to chase down Nissan. Now, as the tires are wearing, it does actually feel a little better in the car. So I'm kind of comfortable. We'll brake late into Lodge here. As we charge back up the hill to start-finish line, we're going to be able to get to see where we are versus Dave.
2 laps to go. Repeat, only 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. We've got ourselves we're kind of at no man's land. 2 ahead of Plato and 3 behind Les. Oh, that's coming down. Then we're equidistant now between Dave and JP. And we are motoring down fast. I think Dave had an early stop. Yeah, because I think we saw one of the Nissans peel off. And Anthony we were fighting with in that pack of 4. So now, Dave's on old tires, we're on the good stuff, so we might have a prayer here. That little skid notwithstanding, we've been running good today. So we come to the final lap.
Hell of a lap. That's the fastest so far.
Fresh tires, a lot of confidence, and we have mowed down David Leslie absolutely astonishingly fast. What can we do with Dave here? Look up the inside, sniff up the inside into Foster's. Oh, we're beating and banging. I did redress the position there. So now we're behind Dave for one last crack at it. If we don't lose too much time on the charge down to Druids anyway, we've got to get him at Lodge, the final right. Oh, no. A little sideways and a little grass. I don't think we're going to have enough to get Dave. Well, okay. Did I send it? Or did I send it? I don't think I'm getting Carlos's line right. Did I send it? Or didn't I just send it? Something like that. Oh yeah, P3.
So, let's see the final result. All in all, a good race from the new Audi driver there, winning valuable championship points.
Well, championship points are nice, but you'd still like to add a few more when you get the chance. 2 more points wouldn't have hurt, now would it? On down the list, Yvonne just missing out on the points. Hey! A Ford got in the points! Hoy got in the points! Oh no, I've been harping on those Peugeots. But hey, finally, Ford cracked the points. Aren't they behind? Well, we're about to find out where they are in the standings as we pick up our bronze 3rd place trophy for the feature race.
So, let's see who is battling it out at the top of the table. And sneaking out in front at this stage is Scotland's David Leslie.
On count back, because it is tied with Alain, 3 points ahead of Ricard, 4 points ahead of me. The top 4, all within 4 points. As we've round 10, we've crossed the halfway point. We're on the home stretch here. And we're, Hoy's gotten some points before. Okay, what was I thinking then?
Let's see how the teams have fared in the Constructors' Championship.
But that 1 point from Hoy does put Ford ahead of Peugeot in the Constructors' Championship, unsurprisingly. So next time out, we're going back to a circuit I've already won at in this LP. It's Donington Park, the national circuit yet again. So, yeah, we'll be familiar territory as long as it, and the preview said dry. So I'm a little more confident we'll be fine. Maybe we can get a good result in the sprint race as well, because we didn't do particularly well in the sprint race back in episode 2, if you recall. Did win the feature in the wet. So I'm hoping we can put something together again this time and have ourselves a good result here at Donington Park once again. So, I also like Gabriele Tarquini, lap record holder. There's a touring car glitch. I think he's still racing in touring cars. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode of TOCA 2 Touring Cars. Next time, a double dip at Donington. But until then, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Share on social media. Follow on social media. The social media handle is Unsilent on air, and that is for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. Don't forget you can check out more TOCA 2 Touring Cars in the playlist. It's on the screen in the description down below, and more videos anytime on the channel page. And until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.